All right, I have my cinnamon roll here, and I have my everything journal with my notes, and I got my computer here and my beautiful background. Yeah, so we got that. Today's video, I'm gonna be talking about the top 20 horror movies in my opinion. I really love horror movies. Ever since I was a kid, really all I've ever watched since I was a kid is horror movies, scary movies, and raunchy comedies. I love like just dirty movies or movies that are just anything that makes me laugh. I like horror comedies as well, but I have a whole separate list for that. It's gonna come. I'm gonna have a video. I think it's gonna be 20 again. Hopefully there's 20 movies I can find. Top 20 horror comedies, but this movie is just top 20 horror movies, in my opinion. I've rated them on what I consider to be most entertaining to least entertaining. I've been really into movie content right now, so I figured I'd chime in. I love putting my opinions out there, so these are gonna be my opinions. So, get my computer here. Also, I was looking into video editors because I want to put like pictures and stuff in these videos. I'm just gonna have to show you on my computer and or my other phone, because I was looking at video editors, and a lot of YouTubers apparently use Final Cut Pro or whatever. So I looked it up, and it was $300. So I'm not getting Final. That's crazy. So we're just gonna have to work with crap editing. You're just gonna have to work off your belief in me. All right, number one, we're gonna go. I put Slither at number one, the 2006 film Slither. Let me pull up the picture here. Wow. How the hell? This is the 2006 Slither film cover. Ignore my dirty computer screen. Alright, so Slither 2006. First of all, it's just a really gross movie. I don't hear many people talk about it. I've heard a few people talk about it on YouTube, and it sparked my memory of it. And I was like, oh my god, I've seen that. So I watched it again. And then I watched it with my boyfriend. And he said the same thing. It was really gross. I don't think he'd ever seen it before. But I put that as number one. Let me give you a synopsis of the movie, I guess. So basically this couple, they're kind of getting into an argument. They live in a small town. He goes out at night. He gets infected with something, and he comes back, and he starts acting weird, and the town notices. I'll just give you that. I'll try not to give you spoilers, I guess, in this video. Hopefully I won't accidentally. But, so that's basically the synopsis. Like, weird things happen to this town because this guy goes out and gets infected with something that's not an STD. I put it as number one because it's just so entertaining. And a lot of the actors, I like her in it. I love Elizabeth Banks. She's in Zack and Miri Make a Porno, which is one of my favorite movies. She's great. She's in it. The other, leading guy is really good. I've seen him in stuff before, but I don't know his name. But he's kind of funny. I really like the premise of the movie. I really like the setting. I like how gross it is. And it is scary. Also with this list, I wanted to put movies that actually scared me. And this movie scares me because of what happens to the guy who gets infected. I'm scared of other human beings. I wouldn't want something that looked like that. Some ugly, gelatinous mass coming at me. So that's terrifying. And it's like, parasitic things terrify me too. It's just a really interesting movie. The thing in the movie, like the bad guy in the movie, is really interesting. I like creature features. It's technically, I guess, kind of a little bit like a creature feature, like a parasitic creature. The dialogue in the movie is really good too. It just seems kind of really realistic. You know, and it doesn't like hold back. It kind of gives you what you want without you having to think about like the fact that you wanted it. You know, it kind of just gives it to you before you want it. Number 2. So I've talked about Slither. Number 2. At number 2, I have, Trick or Treat 2007. Now, this is in the number 2 spot, but this movie didn't really scare me. I have to be honest. It didn't scare me, really. It's one of those movies that you watch and you get sucked into, and then when it's over, you're just, like, depressed that you live in reality. I don't know if you guys get that, but sometimes I get that. Like, a movie's just so good, it's like, you're sad that that's not your reality, and you're sad that, like, that will never be your reality. Let me see if I can find a good picture of the poster. Well, screw it, I don't even know what the poster looked like, because I just watched it online. Now, although this movie didn't scare me, I remember vividly as a child, so many movies that I watched had featured this movie as like one of the features before, like one of the commercials or whatever, blah, 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 before you'd get into the movie. And I wanted so badly to watch it. I would see it all the time and I'd want to watch it. I'd see it in the movies, like in the previews, and I'd be like, oh my god, I want to watch that movie, it looks so good. So finally, like 3 or 4 years ago, I finally learned that you could watch movies without like buying them and then putting them in like the machine that plays them on the TV. I finally learned you could just get online and like look it up, and like there's free streaming websites. I finally learned that a few years ago, and I watched it and I was like, it's just so entertaining. I guess to give you a synopsis, it's like 3 Halloween stories woven into one. It's basically all based on like comic books of this little Sam character, the little guy with the bag on his head and a little lollipop. He's real cute. He's like the Halloween messenger or something. I don't know. He's a little Halloween dude. But he loves Halloween and the rules of Halloween. And basically you just follow him kind of through all 3 of the stories, basically. And it's just 3 Halloween tales of like, you know, breaking the Halloween rules and something bad happens to you because of it. I love Halloween movies. I don't think that we have a lot of Halloween movies, but I don't think we have enough, at least. So I was very excited to watch another Halloween movie. The girl who plays Sookie in True Blood is in it, and she's so beautiful. I just love seeing her face in anything. Like, her face is so unique. I just love seeing it. I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm just going to say, if you've seen the movie, like, my favorite part of the movie is the transformation scene. Like, that's just, oh my god, that's just so amazing. Like, you're just sitting there, just in awe of what you're watching. It's just so amazing and great. It's just such an entertaining movie, and of course, the character Sam is just, like, I fell in love with that little character. He's so cute with the little bag, but he's ugly, and he's so cute. So yeah, that's a really good movie. I won't really spoil anything else. But it definitely is a must-see, especially if you like Halloween movies, because I don't think we have enough of those. At number 3, I have Village of the Damned, and it came out in 1995. This is another one of my childhood movies. We had it on VHS, and I would watch it in my dad's house in our trailer. I just put it in and I watch it. Basically, it's about this town, kind of like a small town. Something happens. Okay, I don't know if you can hear that. Our neighbors are kind of dumb. I think they're revving some sort of engine. I don't know what's wrong with them. This little town, something happens. Everybody falls asleep. Everybody just passes out. And then when everybody wakes back up again, a few of the women around the town are pregnant, suspiciously. So the government comes in and they're like, that's weird, you know, there's like weird readings and like people are falling asleep when they go past the county line. It's like weird. But then they wake up. And the people give birth, and weird stuff starts happening around the town. The kids are weird. There's something off with the kids. They're just not following the norms, and nobody really likes it. Kirstie Alley is in it. She's real good. You don't see it. What happened to her? What happened to Kirstie Alley? You don't see her a lot. Who else is in it? Somebody's in it that's popular, I think. But it's a really good movie. I love it. The atmosphere of the movie is really great. The town looks really beautiful. It just looks really comfortable. Pregnancy is scary to me, and having children and like responsibilities, so that's terrifying in itself. So anything like that has children in it is a horror movie in my book. I think I don't know if this movie scared me. I don't know if it's another movie that scared me, but it's just a really good movie. Like, it's so good. The ending is so good. The whole movie's so good. I think it was based on a Stephen King novel. I could be wrong about that, but it's really good, and I really do recommend. Okay, number 4, I have Killer Clowns from Outer Space. You'll probably be able to tell. I have a poster of Killer Clowns right there. It's one of my favorite horror movies, and it scared me as a kid just because, like, I'm scared of everything. I'm scared of everything. I can't run, so if somebody was running at me, they'd catch me and I'd be gone. They put you the cotton candy cocoons. I just imagine like your skin melting off and like, like I just imagine how painful that would be. I do love clowns though, so I would probably make the mistake of going up to the clowns, or like, I would definitely fall for one of their tricks and get caught. I definitely would, because I love clowns. But yeah, basically, like, the premise is in the title. Killer clowns come down from space and kill. Clowns are coming down from space and killing. So basically that's it. It's really good. It's kind of an old-timey movie. It came out in, it says 1988. The teenagers in it don't look like teenagers at all. That's one thing, but apparently that's pretty common for movies back then. I hear that a lot. But this movie, it's real bad. Like, you can, those are full-grown adults. There's no way they're in any amount of high school or any, nothing like that. No, absolutely not. But it's just a great movie. The soundtrack, the clown music that plays like at the beginning and stuff like that, it was like made specifically for the movie. That just goes so hard. That just goes so absolutely solid rock hard. This is one of the best noises I think my brain has ever heard, to be honest. Okay, at number 5, I have Demon Knight. This came out in 1995. This is another one of my childhood movies. I used to watch this kid, I think because my dad had it. It was in like my dad's collection of movies, so I would watch it. And it's Demon Knight, spelled with a K. I was looking for this movie for a while, and I kept putting just like night with an N, and I was like, why can't I find this movie? Because finally I put it with a K, and I was like, oh, it's Demon Knight. Like fighter, not Demon Knight, like nighttime. Synopsis of the movie. This guy, he goes to this place. He's like the chosen one or something. Jada Pinkett Smith is in it, which I didn't know until I rewatched it. Jada Pinkett Smith is in it. Poor Will Smith. Jada Pinkett Smith is in it. Oh, another really funny guy's in it, but I can't remember his name. But like, he goes to this place. Something happens. What's that guy's name? Zane something. He comes and he's like cowboy from hell, and like there's demons. And he tries to get him. He tries to get the guy. He's got like this Jesus Christ blood. It's kind of got a religious undertone, which I don't mind. Religions were common where I am, so I don't mind it, But it's really, really entertaining. It's just really entertaining. I like the demon guy's powers. I like it a lot. There's a little boy in it who kind of looks like I have a cousin. When he was a kid, he was like fat with long blonde hair. There's like a little boy in the movie that's fat with like blonde hair. I really like the way the demons look in it. They're really interesting. I think how they come up, like how the demons are formed, is really interesting. I don't want to spoil too much about these movies, just in case just in case you guys haven't seen them. But they are really, really good. Okay. At number 6. Oh, Jesus. I have American Mary. Oh, Jesus. Number 6, I have American Mary. American Mary. I love the girl who was in Ginger Snaps is the main character in this movie. The atmosphere is kind of like dark. It has like a seedy, gross atmosphere. It's kind of like greasy. It's about this girl. She's like a med student. Stuff happens and she's like, she becomes a piercer person. She starts like using her medical knowledge to do body modifications, and she like starts seeking revenge on people. But it's really interesting. She looks gorgeous throughout the whole movie. I remember the first time I watched it, the ending. I was like, I'd never watch this movie again because of the ending. The ending made me mad. That's all I'll say. I'm not gonna spoil the ending for you, but the ending made me mad. So just know that going to this movie. The ending will probably make you mad, but it's a really good movie. It's got a lot of interesting characters. The plot's really interesting. You don't see too many movies with, like, I guess, plastic surgery or surgery involved too much. I like anything medical. I like being a patient, and I like learning about doctory stuff, so that's always interesting. Alright. Hello. This is a different day. I got tired of hearing myself talk, and I got just kind of bored of sitting down. I have really bad ADHD. But I'm here today, again, a few days later. Actually, I don't know how long. I don't know how long it's been. New nail polish color. Oh yeah, get it at freaking Dollar General, dollar stores, cheap, sparkly, pretty. Yeah. Oh yeah, first I've been reading this Goosebumps book, Be Careful What You Wish For. Is that what it's called? Yeah, I guess that's the title. Oh fuck, I need to put my blanket in the washer. But I've been reading this Goosebumps book. I'm kind of almost through with it, sadly. I kind of want to review it. Let me know. I have a little tag here, pink. It matches. But let me know if you would like that. If you'd like me to review the Goosebumps books. Okay, I'm back. I had to put blankets on the bed and blankets in the wash and the sheets and everything, so I'm back now. I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I'm overheated, and I'm tired. Movie number 7 that I have on my list, and this list isn't really like in any particular order. Well, kind of. I don't know. It would take me like a really long amount of time to actually thoroughly pick a list of like what my true, I don't know, list everything out. Like, I'd have to make like the whole pros and cons list. But whatever. So, at number 7 on my list, I have Sleepaway Camp 1983. This is a really recent watch for me, actually. Me and my boyfriend watched it probably last month or the month before for the very first time. I had seen some videos online about it, and it was just really intriguing to me. I'd seen some discourse about it being like transphobic or something. I mean, I'm not trans, but personally, I just thought it was a good movie. I didn't see any transphobic stuff in it, but I mean, I'm not transphobic, so I don't look for transphobic stuff and stuff. It was just entertaining. I think it's really good for the time. I liked the effects. I liked the one guy getting boiled. I guess it's been out for forever. I'll go ahead and spoil some stuff. I like that the pedophile guy got boiled alive. I really liked the character, like the main character, Angela. I really liked her. I really liked the story. I liked, it was very colorful. Huh?
So what are you doing?
Oh, I'm trying to film a little bit of that video.
Oh, okay, bye.
Bye, love you.
I think Logan's coming on.
Okay. What?
Cut my whole balls off.
You cut your balls off? Oh my god. But yeah, it just seemed like a good movie. I would definitely recommend. I think it's good, especially for an 80s movie. Like, I wouldn't have expected it to be as good as it was. I like the Italian guy in it. He's kind of funny. I don't know why. But yeah, I definitely recommend it. Yeah, okay, so at number 8, we have probably one of my favorite movies probably just in the world. It's just really entertaining. Oh yeah, The Cabin in the Woods 2011. Let me pull up the thing for it. And I think I remember watching it for the first time. You know, it just plays on a lot of tropes. It fucks with your expectations, but like does what you expect at the same time. So that's the trailer for it, just like a weird like Rubik's Cube cabin in the woods. I love the cast. I really love the whatever actor plays Marty. He's just like your typical like stoner dude, but he's really smart and he's really funny. I love Dana. She's been in stuff after that. I've seen her in a few things. Unique face. Somebody really famous was in it. It was like Liam Hemsworth. I think Thor was in it. Dr. Doback was in it. That was great. I love seeing Dr. Doback in anything. I love the plot, you know, it's really good. I love seeing all the monsters, especially when you go into like the underground scene, when you get to see like all the monsters and stuff. I think you should definitely watch it, even if you don't like horror. It's not super scary. Like, the only reason it scared me, like, I was younger when I watched it, I was like a kid, but because zombies scare me just in general. Zombies are terrifying to me. But I highly recommend the movie. Oh, Mom's talking to Chicken Nugget. I highly recommend the movie. It's just very fun, and the atmosphere is very fun. The story's really fun, and it's very realistic too, like the people and everything. It's very unique too. The next movie I want to talk about, number 9 on the list, is April Fool's Day 1986. This is the cover. I really like the cover, especially the lady's hair. And it's just, I don't know, it's just a fun cover. It's like simple but fun. I first saw this movie when I was really little, probably like elementary or middle school. I remember I'd watch it in my dad's old house. He'd pop it into the VCR or whatever the little flat donut ones are called. DVDs, I don't know. And I always really, really liked it. It's like an older movie, 86, I guess, older for me. I was born in 2002. But I really like it. It's really fun. And I watched it with my boyfriend. It does have like a sex scene or two in it, a weird one, but it's pretty funny. It's kind of like a comedic sex scene, I think. And it's not very long. It's just like a flash. I liked the effects in it. I really liked the story. The main character, like the main girl, like the reveal at the end, I was like, are you crazy? Like, you know, she could have got herself killed, but I mean, I don't know if any of them had a gun. Probably not. But yeah, and then at the ending, the people kind of get back at the main girl a little bit, which is pretty funny. I think it scared me as a kid, probably, just the premise. Like, you know, getting chased by somebody or just going somewhere that you're not familiar with and then having the people that you know just, like, disappearing. Even if they're not actually, like, even if nothing's actually happening to them. I like the cast in it, too. I think one of the guys from, what's the movie called? Back to the Future? One of the guys from one of the Back to the Future movies is in it, I think. Like, some blonde guy. I think he plays a bully in one of the movies. I haven't seen those movies. I that much. I really liked it. I watched it as a kid, so maybe I'm biased just because I've always liked it. I've always thought it was a good movie. But yeah, just a lot of twists and turns. I like it. I think it's funny. And I think one of the girls from one of the Jason movies is in it. I think one of the blonde girls from one of the Jason movies is in it. Okay, so the next movie I'm going to talk about, number 10 on my list, is A Cure for Wellness, 2016. This is the cover. I'm pretty sure this is the cover I saw. Again, I saw this when I was younger, like 2016. I was like a little bit younger back then. I watched it, I think, with my mammy. Oh. I think it's like one of the first movies I ever saw Mia Goth in as well. I remember thinking like her look was unique then, but I didn't realize that was Mia Goth until recently. But the movie's really good. Yeah, it's a really good movie. I think it's really long. It's kind of more of like you definitely have to think a lot through it. It probably requires a few watches maybe. Like you definitely benefit from probably watching it a time or two. I've only seen it once. I haven't seen it since the first time I watched it. But some of the scenes stuck with me. The water scene with the eels. I'm scared of water. I'm scared of like, you know, anything that takes away like my senses or my, you know, my barely there to begin with abilities. So yeah, anything with water is just, you know, debilitating, crippling, terrifying. So that's scary. And then, you know, with the eels and, you know, it's scary because there's doctors lying to somebody about like a medical thing that they have. Like the doctor's just lying, like it's fake. Like I think the character has like, I don't want to spoil too much so it's too good, but something's fake. They're lying, they're deceiving. And I think there's a little bit of incest in there at one point, and that's disgusting. That's sick and gross. Incest is always bad. There may be a rape scene in the movie, or like an attempted, I don't think it's like a full rape scene, but I think it's like an attempt. So beware of that going into it. Definitely like be prepared for that going towards like the end of the movie. I believe that's in there. I remember that from the movie. Just lots of water imagery, lots of like just doctors being weird and seedy and lying. And that's terrifying to me because I have so many health issues. Like I don't want to be lied to. I don't want to be a test monkey. Nothing like that. And, you know, just the sense of, like, going crazy or feeling like you're crazy. Yeah, I deal with that enough. I would hate for that to be, like, one of the forefront issues that I'm facing, you know. I think it's a really good movie. It has a lot of good scenes. I definitely recommend it. Probably watch it when you have time to watch it, though. Maybe watch it once or twice. Maybe not in a row. But, it'll definitely have you thinking after it's over. And yeah, be aware of the weird incest and rape scenes. It's just weird. It's not like overly like expanded on in the movies, but it is like it's touched on, you know. So be prepared for that. I think this video is already up to like 38 minutes, so this is going to be a absolute biatch to edit, export. I'm going to have to delete every app off my phone. I think I'm going to have to move all of my pictures onto my computer. It's going to be a whole process, but we're going to get it done. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Need a Mountain Dew. Okay, so I have my emotional support Mountain Dew with me. Okay, so in the number 11 spot, I have let me pull up. Okay, in the number 11 spot, I have The Faculty, 1998. So basically the movie is like, there's this little small town school, and there's like a new student, and something starts happening with like the teachers. They start acting weird towards the students, and then I think some of the students start acting weird as well. our main character and a few of his friends notice, and turns out there's like an alien invasion going on. At one point, the kid ends up like making a drug. I don't know how he has like a whole meth lab in his basement or something, or like chemistry setup, but he ends up making some sort of, oh wait, no, maybe it's not a drug. Maybe it's it might not be a drug. It might just be a mix of like powders and stuff. I haven't seen it in a minute, but it is a really good movie. I like it a lot. It was just really fun. High school always looks so much better, like, back then than my experience was. Every time I see a high school experience on a movie, even if it's terrible, it's like, it always looks better than mine. Like, at least the characters were talking to people. At least there was something to do. I know movies aren't reality, but it just sucks that they aren't, because the movies always make it look so much better than any school experience I've ever had. I like it though. I like the one, like the girl who plays like the goth weird girl or something. I like her. I've seen her in a few other movies. I like her. I like her look. I like seeing her and stuff. I probably cheated when I put this on here. I don't know if this movie actually scared me, but it is a really good horror movie nonetheless. I like the conclusion. I like how they defeat the aliens, and I like the aliens. I think that's cool. I think, I mean, I guess it's understandable if something came here, why I'd want to kill what was already here, I guess. So, that kind of makes sense. In the number 12 spot, I actually have the Return of the Living Dead, like, I think there's like 5. I've only ever seen, 4. I've seen Return of the Living Dead, 1985. I've seen Return of the Living Dead, I think it's part 2, 1998, and then Return of the Living Dead, part 3, 1993, and Return of the Living Dead, I think Rave to the Grave, I think that one came out in 2005. Those are the ones I've seen. I think there's actually another one, but I've never seen that one. But I like all of these movies. I think these are probably my favorite zombie movies, are the Return of the Living Dead zombies. The zombies are very smart. They can speak English. You know, one of the movies, the zombies like send more paramedics, and like they can like mimic human voices. There's like a pink-haired one that's like split in half and she's like talking. She's really iconic. Zombie tits. They don't look good, but she's got them. I like, oh my god, Tar Man. He's terrifying. These movies terrified me as a child. I remember watching them at my cousin's house. Like, that's probably the first time I watched them, was with my cousins sleeping over. Because when we were kids, me and my cousins, we lived side by side. We were basically like siblings. We would always just run to each other's houses. And we'd watch just the most scary movies and keep ourselves up at night and just cry to each other in the darkness. Tar Man would scare the hell out of all of us. Tar Man is so iconic. He's crazy. That's probably the most terrifying zombie ever. He's super smart, and he's gross. He's like all slimy and weird. He's made of tar, as his name would suggest. I love the vibe, but freaking, I didn't know this. In the very first Return of the Living Dead, one of the pedos, what's his name? The guy who, you know, Drake Bell, that guy? The guy who messed with him? Pickle Boy, what's his name? He's in this movie. He plays a character, which I didn't know, and it's really gross. Let me see what character he plays. Because I never knew that until I was looking at it, like the cast and stuff. Brian Peck, he plays a character in this movie called Scuzz or something. They're all like, I love like the degenerate punk goth, like weird kids. Like, that's definitely the people I would have hung out with in the 80s. I love it. I love the beginning of the movie. There's like split dogs. I would love to have like a split dog. I love like jarred animals and things like that. Like, the medical laboratory is like really cool in the first movie. I'd definitely love to work there. The second movie is really good too. The mean boy, I always liked him in the second one. Kind of reminds me of me. This Brian Peck, he played a certain character So in the movie, Brian Peck played this guy. The white guy, not the black guy, not the girl, but the white guy in the middle with the mohawk. He played him. Gross. But yeah, the first and second one, amazing. The third one's really good too. The third one's a little more... It takes a while to get going, I'd say. It's a little more boring than the first two, in my opinion. I really love the female lead. I love, she's really cool. She reminds me of my Aunt Krista. I love, redheads. But it just wasn't as entertaining to me as the first two. And then getting to Rave to the Grave, that one was kind of dumb. I don't know who plays the main, dumb jock guy, but he's kind of hot. Is he hot or am I dumb? You know, sometimes I get those two confused. So please let me know if he's hot or if I'm dumb. And his whole voice in the whole movie, I swear, all his lines that he says are, was it ADR or something? His lines are added in after the fact. He's not saying them. He's not saying them while they're filming like the other characters. He's not talking when the other characters are talking. You're hearing him in a studio being recorded and put over. So that's really weird. I don't know if he must have sounded weird when they were recording the movie or something. But that threw me off. That was jarring. And that one, basically, there's a drug that turns all the kids that are partying into a zombie. I don't remember how it ends. But I think a girl survives. You know, typical zombie movie stuff. I definitely say, if you're going to watch any of them, watch the first three. I can't tell you about the fifth one. I think there's a fifth one. I haven't seen it. Rave to the Grave, you can kind of skip. Most of the reason that I watched it was because when I was a kid, I would see it in commercials and previews and stuff on other movies that I would see, and I always there was a part in the previews where he was rave to the grave, and I would always just that plays in my head even to this day. That's something that stuck in my memory since I was a kid, just him saying that on the previews. So I just needed to watch it to just get it to stop playing in my head. So I finally watched it. I watched it this year actually, with my boyfriend. And it wasn't as entertaining. If you want a more entertaining zombie, weird zombie party kid movie, watch the Co-Ed and the Zombie Stoner. That movie is so good. That's such a funny movie. I love that movie. I love parody movies. So definitely watch that movie. That's not on this list. I do have a list coming that I want to create of my top 20 horror comedies. Because comedy and horror are my two favorite genres. But yeah, definitely watch the Co-Ed and the Zombie Stoner. It's such a funny movie. And the zombie in that movie is kind of hot too. The main zombie. Not all of them. Lots of titties in that movie. Lots of titties in that movie. Just so you know. I guess that's cheating. I put 4. Well, technically 3. But I couldn't pick between, well, especially between the first two, I couldn't pick. The third and fourth, you know, I think a lot of people will like the third one, but I specifically mostly liked the first and second. Okay, so in my number 13 spot, I'll try to show you, it's kind of weird. I have Freddy vs. Jason 2003. I'm biased towards Freddy and Jason. I've always loved Freddy and Jason. They're just really good horror villains. You know, Jason's this, I've always wanted Jason as a bodyguard or a brother. He seems just really cool as somebody you'd want to hang out with, have as a guard. I've always wanted to I don't know, I know he'd kill me obviously if I was in the movies, but I think he'd be a cool person if you were on his good side. And then Freddy Krueger, he's weird, but you know, you can't really hate Robert Englund. I think that's who plays him. He is scary. Just some maniac who kills kids and then he gets you in your dreams. As somebody who has vivid dreams and sometimes can't tell the difference between sometimes I'll be did that actually happen? Is that a memory or am I remembering a dream that I had? Sometimes I really can't tell the difference between something that's happened in reality and something that's happened in my head to me while I was asleep. So I have a hard time with that. So that would be scary. I grew up with Freddy and Jason. They were probably like the first two villains. I've probably seen every Freddy. I've definitely seen every single Freddy movie. I probably haven't seen every single Jason movie, but I've seen like the core Jason movies. I haven't seen like the latter stupid ones, like I heard like Jason Goes to Hell or Jason Goes to Space or something stupid like that. I really don't want to see those. I don't know, but I've seen the ones that matter when it comes to the Jason franchise. Actually, I don't think I've ever seen the very first one. Hello. Okay, so my phone storage is like completely full. So I was gonna make this video one long video, like with my top 20 movies, but it's gonna have to be split into two just top 10 movies. So this is gonna be part one. Once this is edited and uploaded, I'm going to film part two. I was like literally in the middle of recording and then something popped up on my phone. It like changed the screen. It was like, you know, storage full and whatever. So 64 gigabytes, like 8 videos and 2 apps worth of stuff. So that sucks. But yeah, so expect part 2 sometime. Thank you for watching. Subscribe so I can feed my cats. Oh yeah, and watch out for part 2.